Did inmates ever approach you to bring stuff in?
Twice.
What was that like?
Twice.
What happened?
One was Charlie Art Centinella. He was a porter in the clinic. So I worked in the clinic, right? And this guy would come in. We had a rapport. But at the same time, I'm cautious, right? I'm not gonna let myself get manipulated. I understand my environment, but hey, I'm gonna keep it cool. Like let's talk. And we had many conversations. And I had my cell phone, right? You're not supposed to have your cell phone, period. But I would take my shit in, right?
Yeah.
And just browse or whatever. And he tells me, hey man, says my last name. He's like, too bad you're not down with the business. There's a lot of money to be made. And I'm like, that pissed me off, dude. So I like opened the back. I had a weird style to myself. So I opened the back door. I said, come out here. I said, hey, what the fuck did you just tell me? Oh, nothing. Why? What's up? I said, nah, dude, I'm pretty sure you said, too bad I'm not down with the business because there's lots of money to be made. He's like, no. I said, hey, don't you ever fucking like disrespect me like that. Like, because I had to set that, to me, I felt like I had to set that thingy, and it kind of made shit awkward. He left, and then like after that, I think I just set the tone.
Yeah. And what was the other time?
The other time I had to do was just joking around. It was hilarious. So, because it was Bravo Yard, all these inmates, and he's like, hey, what's up with those cell phones?
Right.
I just reacted like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, it was worth a shot.
Right.
I'm like,
you never know. It's like trying to get some pussy. You never know until you ask. You know, you can't really blame them. Like, shit's got to get brought in. But I guess it's probably, you know, a lot of those guys are geniuses in human behavior. So they can tell, it's pretty easy to tell whether somebody is a good cop or somebody can be manipulated. You know what I mean? Like, because it's in how you carry yourself and in the way that, you know, the way that you interact with people. Like the guys that get super buddy, that's probably when, you know, especially with white guys. I noticed that there was a lot of solidarity when I was at Two Rivers Correctional Facility between, you know, the white shot callers and the white COs, right? Real uneducated, podunk, racist, or, you know, racial.
Okay, yeah.
And so, you know, everybody that the COs know on the outside is on meth, right?
Oh, really?
And everybody, you know, they're bombed out,
right,
drug addicted places. And so there's just that kind of understanding where, you know, it's nothing to be like, hey, you know, is there any way I could toss you $1,000? You just get me in a pack of tobacco, right? Like it starts with friendship, and that's kind of how it, you know, plays out. But so, somebody like you, it's you know, you carry yourself a little more strict because you've been in the Army. I imagine somebody would think twice about throwing that offer out there.
So at the academy, they drove it into you. Hey, beware, these guys are all manipulators. They're all master manipulators. They're trying to get one up on you. They're trying to see what they can get. Yeah. Right? So I just paid attention to that.
Yeah.
And then what the inmates will do is they will piggyback on what's happening. So let's say two partners are arguing, and it's clear as day that they're arguing or they're not getting along.
Right.
They'll use that. Let's say there's a female officer that's going through it because she's heartbroken because another CO broke her heart.
Right.
They'll use that angle.
Right.
Hey, what's up? Like, I noticed you're lonely. I noticed that you're a little off today. And then boom, throw it chipping away.
Right. Right. And did you think it happened more with female COs because women are more emotional? You think
I've seen it with male and female. I've seen it with male and female.
Right. What happened with the COs that they got caught fucking the inmates? That always happens.
Yes.
You saw that happening?
Yeah. Yeah. Went to an academy. I went to the academy with one female who I actually grew up with since 3rd grade and on up. She ended up getting caught, fired, and then running off and living happily ever after.
With the inmate?
Yeah, but you know, 95% of the times, the inmate will break it off because he doesn't need her no more.
Right. So when you saw that, do you think these female COs, this romance with inmates, it's because the inmates are trying to get her to bring stuff in?
That, and like you said earlier, they're trying to smash, they're trying to get laid.
Right. So when did that happen? When did you see that happening? You saw that at Centinella?
There was I'm gonna share this story. I'm gonna share this story. Fuck it. I was on the carpool, and there was a pretty attractive female officer, right? And I kind of like friendly with her, like familiar with her. And she's like, hey, I just came back from vacation. You want to see my pictures? Went to the beach or whatever. Like, yeah, shoot it. Let me see what's up. She took like 5 pictures of her in her bikini. And she brought like the whole fake package, you know, tits, ass, whatever. Ah, cool, nice pictures. I noticed though in the camera, she was looking away from the camera, her face. So she was standing in a doorway, but facing this way, laying on the beach, but facing this way. It's different stuff like that. She puts it in her lunch bag. She was also smashing the sergeant and the lieutenant.
Oh,
so I'm like,
and everybody knows this. It's like workplace gossip.
It's normal program.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, okay, I worked in the building with her on one day. That was that day. We all knew she was smashing the sergeant and the lieutenant. Like it wasn't, I mean, kind of everybody was getting it if they wanted it, right? So she puts in her lunch bag. I'm like, oh, she's going to give it to the sergeant, or at least show the sergeant like she showed me.
Yeah.
We go in the building. Man, there was a Southsider, level 4. Dude thought he was Rico Suave. Clearly he was Rico Suave, apparently. She's in the office. There's a little office. There's a podium in the middle where I was sitting in the podium. She's in there. The homie, the inmate, has his arm posted on the door frame, leaning up like, you know, like he's GQ. And you can see her through the window eating it up. Like, you know, when a girl is eating up a guy's like charm. Yeah. And I look, I'm like, what the, like instantly got a feeling of like nauseous, like kind of like what the fuck? Like it just, because these are level 4 killers, so to say, and they are. Yeah. Right? And I told you what happened when my friend got punched and knocked out by another. That was a level 3. Yeah. So I get upset. The dude's spitting game. She's eating it up, right? So I get up. I'm like, you know what? There's a water bottle in my bag in that office. I'm going to get up and go get it. So I get up. I stand between the both of them. They're both looking at me like I'm an asshole and like I'm a cock blocker. So I'm like, oh, hell no. So I was like, I got upset, bro. I'm like, fucking go. Sit back at the podium. I'm like, what the hell do I do? Like, this is like borderline sketchy, like unfamiliar, over familiarity. Like, this is weird. Like, I don't feel safe right now. If it kicks off, she's probably going to assist the inmates in beating my ass, you know? Yeah. She asked me, hey, do we have those envelopes? And I'm like, yeah, look in the drawer over there. I'm doing something. I look, she hands this dude the envelope. They both look at me. The eyes went like, phew. He takes off, walking at a fast pace, slides the envelope underneath cell 101. She gets up, she goes to the restroom. So I'm like, oh, fuck.
So what was she passing him?
The pictures.
Wow.
The pictures.
Wow. Of course, because why would somebody have photographs in this day and age?
The pictures, man.
Why everybody is, yeah.
So I was like, oh, fuck no. So I got on the phone and I was also talking to some other girl, or I knew this other girl that was in that investigative unit. And I said, hey, this is what I just saw. What the fuck do I do? She's like, hey, don't trip. We're on to her. Right? They're on to these people. Yeah. Where did those pictures go? I said, cell 101. Like, all right, we're going to hit the pads. We're going to hit, like this was second watch. So we're going to hit the house third watch. Yeah. They hit them, but they were already gone. Wow. She ended up leaving before she got fired. Right. Oh, dude, all fucking bad. Then you hear the stories of when she left. Yeah, she was getting fucking dicked down in the bathroom. So dinner time, right? There's the housing unit. There's a rotunda. There's a staff bathroom in the middle. It's like a hallway, like there's a bathroom. She would leave the door unlocked, right? Because all doors are supposed to be locked in prison. She would leave it unlocked. When all the inmates file out to chow, the inmate would let himself into the restroom. The guy in the control booth didn't know that there was an inmate in the restroom. Yeah. She would say, hey, partner, I'm going to go in the restroom. So go smash this motherfucker, do whatever. She'd come out. When the inmates returned from chow, he would just blend in with the crowd and go back in. Yeah. The rest is history. Wow. Wow. Yeah. That's dirty. It is. What it happens all the time. Hey, dude, like this girl was like a 9 on the streets. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, imagine like what kind of twisted person is working as a CO. You know what I mean? That's crazy. I mean, good for him, right? I guess. But he fucking got his. Now, what about when you would report these things? Did you get any kind of pushback from trying to report corruption? That's not ratting. Right. That's not ratting. But did you get any kind of pushback from trying to like expose these things? Or is this kind of the first time that you're kind of coming out about like the corruption, especially when it comes to like, you know, the gladiator fighting and the mixing of yards? So this is what it would look like before I left. Like, let's say you were a captain, right? And you were not up to... I could run circles around you, right? Because I know policy and I know my job better than you do. I would back them into corners. I said, you know what? So this is what you want me to do? You want me to mix this inmate right here that has a rape on his jacket? Stuff like this.
Yeah.
You have a rape with this guy that just got out of Pelican Bay?
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Send me that in an email.
Hey guys, if you like that clip, make sure to check out the full episode right here and subscribe to our channel right over here.